I've got a friend that is about to have a couple of babies. She is going to have twins just within a couple of weeks, and I was talking to her about the different things that are going to come along, and the things that are going to out her guy. It's just so funny because guys are so big and bad and tough, and especially the guy I was married to, he was just tough and he could do it all. And my daughter was about 4 years old, and we had a headboard that had a mirror in it, and she was crawling around, farting around. I was moving the bedroom around, and she had crawled up on it, and it fell over and cracked on her head, and she ended up needing stitches in the top of her head. And so we take off, and she was about 4, take off and go to the hospital, and I'm like 9 months pregnant, almost 8 months pregnant, 9 months pregnant with my son. And we go in, and they finally get her back there, and they get her on the gurney, and they've got my husband there, and they've got me there, and they're fixing to start giving stitches, and they're talking to her about it, and she's going to be a big girl, and she's going to be okay. And then the doctor notices my pregnant state of being, and he says, oh, somebody needs to get her a chair because, she's going to have a problem. Ma'am, I want you to sit down. And I said, well, I'll do what you want me to do, but I promise I'm not the problem here. I think somebody else is going to be the problem. And I was pointing at my ex-husband because he thinks he's so big and bad and tough and can handle anything. But as soon as they poked her, the boy went down. And I knew it was going to happen. And that's what I said. I think someone else is going to have a problem. So there they all are. I'm strapped in my chair. I'm not allowed to move or do anything because I may go into labor and give birth at the sight of blood. My husband and my daughter and the doctor are all there at the bedside, and they're fixing to start stapling her head. They decided to do. As soon as they poked her, my ex-husband turned green and just went down. And I'm like, here's the chair. I told y'all I wasn't the problem. I can do this. My son also, when he was about 18 months old, he had fallen on a piece of concrete and had crushed his gums. And we had to take him to the dentist, and they had to go in and slice his gums and pull all those teeth out of there. And guess who was holding the baby, and guess who was in the chair sick? It's just the funniest thing. Guys think they're just so rough and tough, and most are, and I'm not trying to give you a hard time, and I'm certainly not picking on anybody. Hell, the word snot makes me want to cringe, so I'm not that big of a badass. But in these instances, I had it. I knew what I was talking about. As soon as there was a spot of blood or a prick of a pin, my ex, pew, he was gone. So, tried to tell him, didn't want to hear it, but they figured it out very, very quickly that they had 2 patients on their hands once they got going. So, anyway, just a little tidbit. Have a good day.